It's weird that child labor laws don't apply to acting.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm pretty well versed in child labor laws.
Well, how's that work then?
It goes from state to state. They can work you, like let's say, like in New York, they can work you 10 hours.
Yeah, but stop right there. They can work you. Like,
Well,
you can't get a job if you're 8.
That's what you're kind of like. That's what their limit is. At the same time, you have to get 3 hours of schooling in plus an hour of lunch. So really, your available window is only 6 hours or something like that a day. And that also in that 6 hours, they're always like setting up the lights for the next shot and the hurry up and wait kind of part of of things. That's why like the second Home Alone, it took like nearly 5 months to film because they can only I'm in virtually every scene and they can only use me X amount of hours per day kind of thing.
But isn't that the only job that you can work when you're 8 years old?
I don't know.
I mean, you can't be a carpenter.
I mean, I guess you can do modeling, but like some kind of performing arts kind of thing. Like there are dancers and so forth. Because I was a ballet dancer before I was an actor.
Really?
I did ballet for a number of years. I'm a classically trained ballerina right here.
Wow. Yeah. Is it a ballerina if you're a man?
I call it. I say I'm a ballet dancer. But there is a weird ballerino.
Ooh.
Like that some of them use, and I'm like, I'm not. I don't think I can call myself a ballerino. Like I just can't. It's too broy.
Sounds like it's from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. Hey, ballerino.
I'm Billy Ballerino.
yeah. So I did that for a number of years, and there's a bunch of kids that do that, and you get paid, and you do the work.
Wow.
So, there are other, I guess, trades.
Yeah, it seems like it's only show business, though, right?
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think it's more in the performing arts kind of thing. Like, you don't see a lot of kids working the coal mines anymore, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, for good reason, right? But some people think that
It's like my 6-year-old's dying of black lung, Oof.
There's some horrible pictures from like the early 1900s of people actually working in the coal mines when they're little tiny kids.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there are no newsies anymore,
Did you have any say in whether or not you worked when you were young?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Like it was after a while, it became, like I said, a job, and it was I never chose the projects. They were like my parents, essentially like chose them for me.
So they were like, kind of good news, Macaulay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They called me Macaulay.
You're gonna buy us a new
house. yeah, there you go. And like I never read any of the scripts. Like I would just read like the lines for like the next day or whatever. Like I would like get the gist of what the movie was about, but then I just kind of show up and hit my marks, find my light. And recite my lines. So
surreal.
It's kind of just like, again, like it's what you do,
right?
Like it's like in the same way that like kids go to like school or something like that. Like you fall into a routine to a certain extent.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the human mind, right? It's so flexible. You could adopt to any sort of weird scenario,
and especially when you're a kid. I mean, like you can just bounce like all the time. Like,
kids adapt so easy.
Exactly. And I always had like a good memory and things like that. Like I liked. I was big and charismatic, and I like had a good memory, like so I could remember my lines. Like that's pretty much what, like if you like, not gonna give any advice to any people about like, you should put your kid into this line of work, but at the same time, like what producers really care about is whether or not you remember your lines. Like they like people never work with kids or animals kind of thing. And like, it's like, and they want, they really, all they really care about is you remember your lines, really, like, because apparently that's a problem. Like for me, it never was. Like if I ever lost my place, I would just see the script in my head and just read it. Like I kind of had a photographic memory back then. Oh, it's faded now.
How old are you now?
I'm 37. I'm about to be 38 in like 2 weeks.
Feels weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, like my bowels are different. Like,
what's different about your bowels?
Oh yeah, no, just like I just got a doing some like random checkup kind of thing, and they're like, oh, we should scope you, So they also, I did the scoping like in my stomach kind of thing, but they also, I got a colonoscopy. So I was actually hoping like because they were putting me under, so I was like, it didn't really matter to me. But I was going to
put you under for a colonoscopy.
Yeah. At least I had that and a scoping. So I think I don't know.
I think it's down the throat.
I was actually hoping they were going to use the butt one first and then put it in my mouth.
Why?
Yeah, no, just like just ass to mouth, boom, like but no,
Okay.
apparently they use different cameras. Like, all right,
Yeah, they're probably designed different. They don't go as deep, right?
But because they were like all worried I might have an ulcer.
Oh.
And so
Did
the
you have
good news.
stomach pains or something?
Yeah, kind of. It's been a little iffy. And so the good news is I don't have an ulcer. Bad news is I have 2 ulcers. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm dealing with that. I've had to like curtail my lifestyle in general. Like I'm eating less red meat, less carbonated beverages, like ibuprofen, no more ibuprofen, like that kind of stuff.
Ibuprofen's terrible for your gut.
Yeah, exactly. So like I've had to I used to like eat like burgers every single day. And now it's like I can have 2 servings of red meat a week kind of thing. And
What-
it wasn't too hard for me to curtail my lifestyle, like smoking less, trying to